Shalom. I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders, a great millstone who do rule well and teach this truth in all honesty and sincerity, and risking your freedom and your lives to do so, to wake the hopeful elect. Get into a quick lesson on famine of the word, because that's the time we in. They demonizing the word of the Lord and making it out to be hate speech, but it's just really the truth. These sleazy they demonize the person that they want to persecute through lies. But the way how you combat that is just with the truth, because they hate the truth. The truth is not in them, so they despise everything that the word of the Lord says. At the same time, acting and portraying themselves to be so holy and so righteous because they're in rulership. That's not the case. Here on the screen you have this movie called The Book of Eli. And what it entails, as you probably can read on the screen, a man, he has the last Bible, because that famine of the word came, and the authorities were taking all the Bibles away, and the truth was outlawed. And this man, he had the last book. And the twist about it was he was a blind man, and the book was written in Braille. So everybody that was trying to, kill him to get their hands on it, because it would give them an advantage in this time. It was written in Braille, so they couldn't even read it anyway. The Eli was blind, so all these encounters that he was having, all these battles he was having, he was overcoming them through faith. He was overcoming them through faith because he had to walk by faith because he was blind. But it's a very interesting and eye-opening movie. I suggest you check it out on Netflix, because it will kind of put you in the mindset of what to expect, in these last days. But I'm gonna get Amos, the 8th chapter, and starting at verse 11. And it reads, "Behold, the days come, saith the Lord Yahweh, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of the Lord." So what that means, that it's not going to be men out teaching and on the highways and byways. The powers that be are, trying to come down, and they're trying to demonize the men of the Lord that are doing his work, because the truth is crumbling and shaking this kingdom just with the truth. You see, we are combating Esau spiritually, and he's going to result and try to take us out carnally. Because the spirit in him, the spirit is not upright that's in him. And he is trying to keep a lid on it, but it's too late. Jake is waking up, man. The whole world is seeing the hypocrisy of this place and the wicked vileness of the spirit of this place, man. And verse 12, and they shall wander from sea to sea, and from the north even to the east. They shall run to and fro to seek the word of the Lord, and shall not find it. So the Lord is gonna, close that window, man, and take His word off of the streets, and Esau is gonna try to roll on anyone um, exposing any amount of truth, man. We see it already with the censorship that's going down on YouTube and these different social media platforms. We see that anybody that speaks up about injustices, they're demonized, they're put down. So these men have been ruling it through lies and deceit. And when you bring the word out, it pinpoints exactly who they are and what they're going to be doing. you know, and they mask themselves as, oh, this is a God fearing country. God bless America. This and, you know, but how is that so with all this wickedness that's going on in the land and promoted and pushed as if it's so righteous? Um, why is there so much wickedness in the land on a being the norm? How is that so? Because it's not true. You know, when they say uh, God fearing, they ain't talking about the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. They talking about some left-handed power. Um, this is Malachi chapter 1 and verse 4. Whereas Edom said, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus said the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord hath indignation forever. So the Lord calls them the border of wickedness. Everywhere they go, man, they got some type of oppression going, some type of vile, wicked acts, some type of uh, false deity worship, false god worship. They whatever the scriptures say that uh, Esau's mercy is his wickedness. So even when they try to do good or whatever, it comes out as wickedness, man. You know, because they have not ever adhered to the words of the Lord. Um, jump to the book of Ezekiel. Chapter 5. This is Ezekiel chapter 5 and verse 5. Thus said the Lord Yahweh, this is Jerusalem. I have set it in the midst of the nations and the countries that are round about her. and she hath changed my judgment into wickedness more than the nations, and my statutes more than the countries that are round about her, for they have refused my judgments and my statutes, and have not walked in them. And this is talking about our people, man. They go above and beyond in this wickedness. They surpass the heathen in doing wicked acts and vile things. Not adhering to the Most High's commandments and His statutes, and as a result, when the famine of the word comes, and when the sleazy E's roll down, taking Jake out, they ain't gonna know what to do. Therefore, thus said the Lord Yahweh, because ye multiply more than the nations that are round about you, and have not walked in my statutes, neither have kept my judgments, neither have done according to the judgment of the nations that are round about you. Therefore, thus said the Lord Yahweh, behold, even I am against thee, and will execute judgment in the midst of thee in the sight of the nations. And I will do in thee that which I have not done, and whereunto I will not do any more the like, because of all thine abominations. And the Lord is going to allow, man. He's going to move on to the 2/3 of Israel, moving these heathens to do so. You know, so it's hey, it gets greater later, but it's gonna get worse first. And our people gotta wake the hell up, man. Uh, knowing that the ones who the Most High chose to hear and receive and believe are gonna hear His words. 2/3 they not gonna give a damn, until they see all this stuff happening, all these prophecies coming to pass. Um, Jump to the Book of Sirach, or Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha. Um, uh, 15. And it reads, verse 1: He that feareth the Lord will do good, and he that hath the knowledge of the law shall obtain her. And it says, He that feareth the Lord will do good. And the men that you see out on these highways and byways bringing this truth out, they fear the Lord, because that's a commandment. Go ye to the highways and byways, and the chief place of commerce. That's a direct commandment. So that doing that alone shows that there's a level of fear for the Most High, a healthy, respectful fear to do His word. You know, so why are these being the men that are being persecuted, trying to be linked to different false flag events? Why they trying to make us out to be some terrorist organization? And that's not true. Because we waiting on the Lord. He's gonna be the power that brings the destruction. He's gonna lead the wave on that. If this place was so God fearing that it would be people will be lined up to hear the meaning of the Lord out on the highways and byways. It would be blocking traffic, you know, on the days that brothers go out. It will be much alms given to the men of the Lord for showing the people where they err and how to correct their mistakes and how to repent. But that's not the case. They're demonized. They're slandered. They're talked about. But that's fine because the Lord said that would happen. Um, I'm a grab, which leads me to my next precept or my next scripture that I'm going to pull. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 4, and I'll start at verse 10. No, Salakia. I'll start at verse 9. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 4 and verse 9. And it reads, "For I think that Yahweh hath set forth us, the apostles, last, as it were approved to death. For we are made a spectacle unto the world, and to angels, and to men. We are fools for Yahweh's sake, but ye are we, but ye are wise, in Yahweh. Um, we are fools for Yahweh Hamashiach's sake, but we are wise in Hamashiach. We are weak, but ye are strong. Ye are honorable, but we are despised. Even unto this present hour we both hunger and thirst, and are naked, and are buffeted, and have no certain dwelling place. And labor, working with our own hands, being reviled, we blessed, being persecuted, we suffer, being defamed, we entreat. We are made as the filth of the world, and are of offscoring of all things unto this day. I write not these things to shame you, but as my beloved sons, I warn you." You know, so this is Paul writing this to uh to the brothers to warn them. You know, and that's exactly what we go through in this day and time, doing the same thing that Paul and the other apostles, even Yahweh Shai, they were reviled, man. They were made as the filth of the earth, and you see these sleazy E's trying to make us out to be hated amongst men. But we not ignorant to his devices. It's just the pea brain morons. They're gonna believe it because he has the authority to make people believe whatever it is that he says, especially our people. But hey, it, this is something to glory and rejoice about because it's prophecy being fulfilled. And when this happens, then the Lord will move His hand and come through for the men of the Lord. The sincere brothers. And their families. So this is just proof that the Lord word is true and it lives. I'm gonna jump to the book of Psalms, 116. So right here, bear with me. Um, and they ultimately want to roll on us. They have to make these pea brains morons believe that that will be the best thing for the state of America. That would be the best thing for our citizens. We have to get these guys off the streets. We have to do something, you know, which going to set the stage for it to seem righteous for them to take us out, man. But uh, and uh, I'm gonna pull Psalms 116 and starting at verse 14. Verse 14. I will pay my vows unto the Lord now in the presence of all his people. Precious in the sight of the Lord is the death of his saints. O Lord, truly I am thy servant, I am thy servant, and the son of thy handmaid. Thou hast loosed my bonds. But the point was at verse 15. Precious in the sight of the Lord is the death of his saints. And the Lord is going to require all that blood and recompense that persecution that you sleazy E's put on his men that were doing his will, you know. So brothers, just hold on, man. Uh, read, watch videos, pray, um, fast, because this time is coming, man, and you're gonna need that spiritual strength to endure, you know, because it's gonna be rough times, man. But just like Eli, um, we're gonna have to walk by faith. With that, hope this lesson has been edifying. I'm gonna say shalom, um, and a Bible ball, Kwam Yasharala.